Hey guys, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Justice for All, Part 12. I am here with Katie.
Hello.
And we are Sugar and Spice and Nothing at All Nice. I will remember to say all of that at some point someday.
Today is not the day.
Well, today was a day. But who knows if I'll continue to do it continuously.
Monday was not the day.
No, Monday was not the day.
Friday probably won't be the day.
No, thanks. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But,
no problem.
Fucking bitch. So we have Acro, in court. And, yeah. Let's go. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today.
I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk.
Regina! How fabulous! My sweetie pie! My sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance will you be putting on today? Let me guess. You'll fly it at the end.
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't...
Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time for time to raise the curtains. I'll see you later. Today, I'm going to be a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best.
Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo! How low can you go?
Mo?
Top of the morning to you, governor!
Top of the morning.
That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm. But then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my! Thanks. So how are you today, Wright?
Well, I've got a feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare.
If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means I won't be able to press him like I can with other witnesses.
What are you going to do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we're going to get past Ackroyd and to the truth.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yeah, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Thanks, Mo. Thank you for hurting me personally, Mo. I get what he means, though. She needs to snap out of her daydream world.
Yeah. Bring her back down to reality.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she grew up in the circus.
Yep.
So here's the shitty thing about this fucking case. Acro's on the stand. Oh, I guess we can't press him. You absolutely need to press statements.
Mm-hmm.
Justice for all. Why are you like this? Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case.
Prosecution would like to revise a previous theory of events.
What's the meaning of this?
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene, on my orders.
Poor gumshoe.
Very well. Please call your witness to the stand.
Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope.
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus.
Where were you the night of the crime?
I was in my room that night.
If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed?
Okay. It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside my window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right past my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that is the case, there's little the prosecution needs to add. All that is left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky at night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool.
Very nice.
A man must know the proper timing of things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend Miles Edgeworth did.
Nick? You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Ms. Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There is no way that actually happened.
Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Oh boy. Something set you off. I always wonder about the bird that's pecking Acro's shoulder.
It's not really pecking.
Well,
It's just kind of like pet bobbing.
It does, I think, at one point, because the green one flits to his hair and starts kind of like pecking around the thing he's wearing. I don't know what you would call it.
The headband.
Yeah, the headband-ish thing. And I think the white one pecks as well. I think it hops and pecks. Maybe. I'm gonna be stuck on one of those birds. Okay, so we need to press, I think it was Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? He's kind of like pecking at Acro's neck, like, bap, bap, bap.
I don't know if that's like pecking at the neck, but yes, I see what you mean.
Or he's just like bobbing in, but it looks like he's pecking Acro's neck.
I think he's just bobbing in.
Go for the jugular.
Fuck. Danny, be nice.
I would say that about any witness on the stand. Come on now. That's just funny. But see, that other one looks like it's preening, the green one looks like it's preening his hair.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I preen. I do weird head bob.
So obsessed with the fucking birds.
The birds are really fun to watch in his animation, okay? They're like...
You're just prolonging this more, you realize that.
Oh god, okay, let's press the shit. All you have to do is tell me I'm spending more time in a big top, and I'm like, outie.
The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to see clearly see a human fly by your window.
Oh, take a shot.
Did you just burn your tongue?
The back of my throat.
Good job.
Oh, I was
Even
just
more painful.
taking a casual sip.
No, you just decided to deep throat your tea.
What?
Casual sip my ass. You wouldn't burn the back of your throat.
There, I told you to take a shot. Oh my god. There's no possible way for me to deep throat my tea with these mugs that we have. Thank you. Oh god.
I beg to differ.
You've seen these mugs? God damn.
You don't have to take the entire mug into your mouth to deep throat tea. Jesus. You just gotta like throw it back real quick.
I didn't throw it back really quick.
I beg to differ.
I didn't.
The safety light was lit near. Shit.
It's like Nick and Maya like bitching behind the defense's bench. Like, Nick, I did not deep throat my tea. Bullshit.
Safety light lit
Bullshit,
things
Maya.
up enough for me to see.
It's bullshit, Maya. Oh, wait, what? Sorry, witness?
But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window.
Nick, I'm not gonna eat the entire fucking mug.
Watch your fucking mouth, Maya. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, everybody. I have 4 a.m. brain. My cat woke me up at 4 in the morning. Oh, did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the white cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
Your Honor, that's a murder bird. We need to take that bird in for questioning. Just the white one.
Just the white one?
That's the one pecking at his neck. The green one's just preening.
It's not pecking at his neck. Oh my god. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. Maybe there was something fishy in his latest bit of testimony.
Yes, there was.
There was a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there was a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Yeah, Max's fucking hat fell off. Y'all seem to forget this.
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
Nick, he's in a wheelchair.
That would have been quite difficult considering considering the state I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed that the silk hat was found at the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
How would you think that was Russell's hat? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright?
He only raised you.
Yeah, right. Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats?
No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means Acro. That you have been fibbing on the stand.
That's the nicest way to say you've been perjuring yourself, asshole. You told the fib, Your Honor. Witness fibbed.
You do have 4 a.m. brain, Jesus fuck. It's
Look,
gonna be a interesting session.
Yeah, it will be. Look, when he was like, you know, like I saw him outside my window or whatever, I just in my head immediately, come to my window, just popped in my head, and I was like, no, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You have self-control. Exercise it. So, yeah, it's one of those days. Order! Order!
As always, it looks like someone had just had to open their mouth before thinking.
Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
So, par for the course.
Yeah, that wasn't why I was asking if you were okay.
Let's just focus on the case.
Okay. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Just go for broke.
Your Honor. On this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
On this occasion,
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's heart and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by his theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. Enough for it to almost be scary.
He is staying rather calm and collected.
Nick, you alright?
No,
That thing is like pecking the shit out of your head.
it is. It hurts.
Well, swat it away.
I'm
Shoot.
trying.
Shoot, get out of here. Get out. Get. Shoot. Get out of here. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things?
See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear that this accusation is ludicrous.
Sorry, I'm taking a drink.
She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head.
I love that. Also, who knew his name? Well, I mean, she's calling him by his full name, so
Yeah.
that's how I know, but...
Yeah.
See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
And I'm sure you know the prosecutor and the attorney when you like go into court.
Oh, yeah.
Also, this is the trial for Maximilian Galactica, so people are likely scalping tickets to get in.
Yeah.
If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
Ugh.
I think that is enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note confirming that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear this now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? It was Money the Monkey.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mysterious accomplice.
Yeah, Money the Monkey.
Not this time, Miss Von Karma.
Really? It's not Money?
No.
Oh. A killer monkey would be kind of awesome.
Monkeys are scary enough, Maya.
Well, yeah, that's why it'd be kind of awesome.
No.
What?
You're not going to sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick.
Now I'm just gonna have to prove how this all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
All right, then let's do it.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? He was in his room. He even said he can't leave his room.
Yeah. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's his own room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave his lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
What? Are you nuts?
Now, what say you, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it.
Yeah, Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
as the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime.
That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can't mess up here. I've gotta go. I have to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. He did this while he was in his room, no doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
I'm going to present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of the murder against Russell Berry? Where is it? Take that! What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item the item that's shown in this picture.
The bust.
It's quite a large bust, and because it's life size, it is very, very heavy.
Heavy.
Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window.
Ah!
See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust.
Bow chicka bow wow.
It's not the time.
Sorry. The gallery got into it.
I just imagine Nick trying to hide his laugh.
Yeah. Like, Maya.
Why now is not the time.
That little snicker on the end was perfect. Then the gallery starts going crazy, and Maya's like all proud of herself. Order! Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Look at him, he's swole as shit.
Well, Acro is an acrobat.
Thank you, Nick.
He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like a bust.
Thank you, Nick, he's swole as shit. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
Well,
Hacker's at a loss for words.
he should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. Ow!
I'd watch what you say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I love how you don't bother with the rest of the line read. You're like, nope, the whip has spoken.
Yep. Hey, what's the point?
It's so funny. Like, the timing on it is great.
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of this witness is...
You were doing great, and then you just, like... You alright?
No, I just choked on air there for a second.
Oh god, I hate that.
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say?
On karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time.
Nick, don't you do that all the time?
Maya, it's different. We're trying to prove people innocent.
Okay, but isn't it all about finding that, you know what, never mind, I'll talk to you about this after court.
There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense has a version of the murder. The prosecution has a right to respond.
She right. The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Because this is justice for all, then you need to prove everything in this game. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him.
Thank you. Ugh. That woman will sink to any low to win a case.
Nick, you look like you're about to burst a blood vessel.
I'm fine, Maya. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. It makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to have dropped the bust on him, don't you think?
I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to have lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. But what is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus.
Maya's just wisely keeping quiet, like not pointing out the exact thing she'd said earlier, like, well... Okay, we have to present evidence here, we can't press.
I mean, I'm sure we could, but I mean, I don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, I don't either. This case is a dick and a half.
He could have known the...
Yeah, he could have known.
Yeah.
If you place something there beforehand, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew the location. You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be.
You can. I also present, if I remember correctly, you can also present the crime photo of Russell's body slumped over.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can for extra sauce.
Quite precisely, I may add.
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job at hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should look at this. The key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? Don't you steal my lines, Mr. Wright.
Sorry, Your Honor.
We still have a bargain. The badger will come for you.
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding a box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bus came falling down was the exact same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all the questions is now crystal clear.
You mean...
If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box...
There would be no way that he could miss, that it could miss the head of the victim.
No.
Order! This is unbelievable.
Sorry. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I've just got to keep going, and there's only one way for me to go from here. Forward.
So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene?
It was Mr. Dinkling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow!
Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was specially made.
Specially made?
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The box had a remarkable weight.
It's a heavy-ass box. I mean, if you look at it, that thing should not weigh 20 pounds.
No.
Wait.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have been, wow. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required...
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly what I'm trying to point out. The box was also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter, your head would be approximately the same place.
Fool!
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done that, could have done what he is proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Mask's bus? Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave that lodging house by myself.
Ah, that means...
You understand what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, murder monkeys.
I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how could I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room?
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Should have gone with the murder monkey theory, Nick.
Maya, please.
You know what? I think it's gonna come into play.
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria.
Yep, we definitely have a problem here. Maya has a solution. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all.
All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Nick?
Yes, Maya, the
Yeah.
murder monkey theory.
Yes! I told you.
I don't think he
told you.
I don't think he killed anyone though, so he's still just an asshole monkey.
He's on like roids or something, though.
He's still an asshole monkey.
Yeah, he's on like roids or something.
That doesn't mean he's murderous.
Well,
I mean, roid rage is a thing.
yeah. You never know.
What are you two talking about?
Nothing, Miss Fun Karma. The evidence we're going to present. Okay, Nick, go on. Show the picture of the fucking monkey.
Maya, watch your language.
What's your fucking language, Maya?
Your fucking language, Maya.
Nick! That was louder than me.
I don't think the judge heard.
Both of you watch your fucking language.
Yes, Your Honor.
A monkey?
Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying that the witness had a monkey steal the bus?
There was like a tuba and stuff in his room too, Miss Von Karma. He could have dropped the tuba. Just saying.
That is just ridiculous.
It's possible. A tuba's heavy enough, right, Nick?
Not as heavy as a bust. I
Well,
don't think it would have.
No.
It would have had to have been really precise for it to like snap his neck.
Oh.
Also, I don't know if that tuba would have fit out the window.
We should try it.
I don't know if I really want to go back to the crime scene, but
Yeah.
You two quit blabbering and carry on with this case.
are you okay over there? got like deadly quiet and now you're not pressing buttons. Did I kill you?
Oh, I've been tea kettle laughing. I snorted and then I tea kettle laughed. Oh my god.
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it.
Yeah, that'd be stupid. Who would ever think of that? Damn it.
The monkey stole it on his own and brought it back home.
Murder monkeys!
Thief monkeys.
Acro's like they know about the murder monkey. I'm sorry.
Is this gonna be a new running gag?
No, I'm so tired. I took like a 45-minute nap and that did nothing but made me stupider. Oh, at home?
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court records.
Nick, be careful. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny.
Ah!
Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It would be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be in the market for a new roommate.
Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where's the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? The tuba. Yes! High five, Nick!
Yeah.
Well, in that event,
The tuba.
something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Like the tuba. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Looks like I hit a sore spot. Anyway. I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron!
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. Murder monkeys involved, there's no denying that. And tubas. Ow!
Don't seem so, bamboozled, especially at this fraud of an attorney.
Look, Miss Von Karma, there have been stranger murder weapons in my courtroom than a tuba, I assure you. You don't want to know what someone can do with a pencil case.
I want to know. Fraud?
You have forgotten the most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magician client was stopped at the scene of the crime. Ah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
There were plenty of reasons to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true, kind of. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? It's true that he was spotted at the scene, not about the testimony of the clown. That was utter hogwash. Nick, don't let her beat you now. Come on, the murder monkey thing has weight. We've got her on the ropes.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
It was the bust. Stick to your guns. I remember this part really well.
He saw Max's. Ow!
I asked who the other person Mo saw at the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question.
Do you know French?
No. I know some phrases just because, a long story.
Oh, okay. That was
Midwest stuff.
Oh, that was very impressive. You're from the Midwest?
Yeah.
Oh.
You've mentioned me eating fries with ranch before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is really tasty.
Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
Gallery's like, fries on ranch? Who the fuck ever heard of that? How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Wow.
Maya, please.
What are you talking about? Have you tried to use your brain at all for this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be very easy hanging off of one of the cards on the bust's hands.
Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
But just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree?
Oh, me. What's on second?
Did you say 1 second?
No, I said what's on second.
Okay, I was like, I couldn't tell if you said what's on second or just 1 second.
No, because they were just saying who so much. So.
Yeah. Who? Owls. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Russell.
Yeah, it was Russell. It was like, wait a minute, that's Russell. Because I remember the twist here. Which, admittedly, despite the fact that I don't care for this case, I do like this sequence of events. Very clever.
Ooh, him?
You're saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry?
That's what I'm saying.
The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust?
Place the cloak really isn't the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself.
Nick, do you really have a handle on all this?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all of the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint, anyway. Alright. So you want to know what really happened the night. Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben Antrillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance to release the rope. This is where the magic happened. At the very instant the bust hit the victim,
You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you tried, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
it's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
What?
The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already been snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murder disappeared into the sky came to be. Person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you.
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
He sure has. But he has to come to his end of his rope now.
So?
What now?
You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my wit.
And don't forget the power of my gavel as well. And my axe! No one?
Maya, please.
Really? Yes!
This is serious.
Nick's just sitting there like, Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Where's that promo poster, baby? Take that!
The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions.
You fool! Do you ever shut up?
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat he saw the silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one. But what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what the ventriloquist said in the court? He said he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony didn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away.
Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instance that the cloak snagged on the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would have ended up at the back of the bust.
Ah!
Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were visible because they were on the back side of the bust.
Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. They always do. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Oh. She's making that face.
Yes, she is.
He's not making any face.
No, he isn't.
Is that bird gonna attack you? Oh, well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that?
Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of that.
Hmm?
Thus, there is absolutely no way that someone like this would have killed the ringmaster.
Hmm.
Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive. Hmm.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after the recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. There really was, like, no reason for that, because... I mean, it is downhill from here.
Yeah, but it still takes a little while.
Yes, I do want to save. Okay, so the question is, do we just want to end this? And start the last episode next time?
I would like to, but no.
Okay, so we'll end this next time.
Yeah.
Okie day. Yeah,
It's a
sorry.
bit of a short episode, but...
Yeah, sorry guys. We had to start late. There was some background noise going on that I could not control. And then my cat was being a shit, so I had to kick her out of my room. So yeah, the next episode will be probably about the same length, about an hour, I think.
Yeah.
It'll probably take about another hour or so. Hour and a half. It's pretty straightforward, but there's just a lot of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have all the pieces. It's if you haven't played this before, see if you can put the motive together. It's like I remember being at this point in the game and like getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like the hurdle is really just day one of court.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
and this, because now you need to start pressing Acro, even though Nick had said previously we don't press him.
Yeah.
So now you need to start pressing him. So it's all over the place. I've already talked about the game mechanics, so I'm not gonna get into that again. Not until post game. But yeah, I have a lot of capital T thoughts about this. I think after we're done next time, next session before we take a break, we should also talk about how the anime made this so less painful.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
The anime, like Katie and I were like bracing ourselves because this is, I think, at least for me, I've made it clear that this is my least favorite case in a 10-game series. Spin-offs included in those 10 games, obviously. How about you?
I'd say if it's not at the bottom, it's definitely down there.
So it's like top 5 least favorite cases for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like bracing ourselves. We were just like, oh God. And then we were like, wait, it's over?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. It's over? Oh. Okay. So, yeah, we'll briefly touch on how the anime, trimming the fat, like I talked about in my intro video, pre-part 1. You should watch that. How trimming the fat was like fucking godsend here. And made it a much more bearable case.
Mm-hmm.
We actually enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. But yeah, so we will finish it next time.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Katie and I still appreciate it. I'm sorry I was just like all over the place and giggly and stupid. 4 a.m. brain does that. I tried to go back to sleep but I couldn't.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes. I mean, if anything, this is the case to lose your mind in, so...
Yeah.
It's alright. We haven't if I started doing it like in the next case, where things were getting really dicey, like the final case, Kitty would kick my ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It was kind of dumb and ridiculous and all over the place, but at the same time, oh boy. There's a lot of loud vehicles going by my house. I don't know if you can hear them or not.
Not really.
Okay, thank God. All right, so until next time, thank you guys so much. This has been Danny.
And Katie.
And we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take it easy.